Hello again everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are flying into Kerry in Ireland, on the very south-west of the country. It's just up on the very top of the screen at the moment, and we're checking out the brand new iniBuilds Kerry airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Been released really recently, and they were kind enough to send us a review copy asking for my opinion, but also to share it with all of you guys who watch the British AvGeek channel. If you're tuning in for the very first time, then I hope you enjoy the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below while you're here, and give us a little like as well by clicking that thumbs up button. We're in the JustFlight PA28, as you guys can see here, and we're buzzing in over the airfield at the moment to go and check it all out. Now it's on sale at the moment. They're really kind to send me a copy, and it is priced at £9.99 excluding VAT. Or about €12 roughly. Depends on the currency of the day, of course. You'll be charged in pounds and they convert it for you. Kerry is a regional airport used primarily by that low-cost airline that is a bit Marmite. You love it or hate it, Ryanair. Now what's going to be really interesting is when the PMDG 737 for Microsoft Flight Simulator gets released. There's the airfield down below as a first glimpse. We're going to fly over it and head down, commit to a landing, taxi off and have a little look. And Ryanair have got a number of routes from Alicante, Barrow, Manchester, London Luton and London Stansted, as well as a couple of other routes from the airport itself. So plenty of options for us. 08 has got an RMP approach and an NDB approach, and runway 26, which we're going to be landing on today with live weather. Has got an ILS or lock runway 26, an RMP for runway 26 and an NDB as well for runway 26. So plenty of approach options for us, of course. Now I've been testing it out, and the little things like NDBs, all of that works, so that's good to see. And of course if we were to tune the ILS frequency in as well, we would be able to pick that up. Personally, I'm really looking forward to giving this a go in the 737. It's a short runway. It's about 2,000 metres long. Yeah, there we go, 2,000 metres long exactly actually. And there's only about 5 or 6 aircraft stands at the airport too. Beautiful scenery around here. It's actually it's a stunning place to fly, and it's not a place I've actually flown before in Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's got some spectacular scenery around. Now one thing that we could also do is fly into here with an A320 as an example. Loganair, I believe, fly their Embraers, the aeroplane that's a little bit similar to the CRJ, into here too, so that's another option. You could also do some VFR flying like I'm doing at the moment, and you could float around in a bit of general aviation aeroplane, whether it be the PA28 or something else that you prefer, and you could fly in from Shannon, which is only a short distance to the north of this airfield as well. It's bumpy over the trees. Wow. About 340,000 passengers use this every year. Pre-COVID, of course, that's had a significant impact. They've optimised the level of details as well, so they can try and get the best performance possible from this. They've got custom airside, landside, ground polygons, accurate texturing, bespoke airside renditions as well, with handmade objects and ground markings. They've hand-placed in-house designed car models, light posts, vegetation and buildings. Wow, this is bumpy. And they've also compiled and optimised a version of this to be used for the Xbox edition of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm actually going to land long towards the end of the touchdown zone because it's a long runway. Beautiful texturing. Here we are. There she is off in the distance. Now if we quickly flick over to night time, you guys can see it's lit up off in the distance over there. and it looks quite good. Obviously we've got the intense light coming from the displays. There's sunset, quite spectacular. I mean, look at the runway texturing in the sunset as well, the tarmac. All of the links for this will be in the description down below as well, so if you want to get your hands on this, you can head to the iniBuilds store and download it, purchase it from there, and I'll make sure that I include it in the links for you guys. Rid of those flaps. Let's go back to live time, shall we? We taxi off. I'm going to stop just short here because I want to show you guys some of the custom signage. There's the runway indication boards, and on the other side as well they've textured that too. See, we've got the apron marker board set and also the CAT I ILS 26 hold point marker 2, which is just there basically. Case of bad weather, kind of like today. You can drop the shade down and you can see different levels of light interaction with the terminal building. One of the reasons why I wanted to use this actually is because you can really test out what the scenery looks like by using little extra things like these sun visors. This would be great fun in an ATR as well. Aer Lingus Regional used to operate a route, I believe, as well from Dublin. Perfect for that Milvis ATR that's coming soon to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Park up right in front of the terminal. And here we are. Kerry. The airport ICAO code is Echo India Kilo Yankee as well, I think, if I remember that correctly. And they've got no stars, but they've got a couple of SIDs, which can make it quite interesting. You can see on the terminal down below they've got an interior there, we will check that out, and also in the control tower with some stunning glass texturing done there as well by the developers. The apron textures are quite good. Love the contrast of different textures, the concrete squares, the worn and the less worn areas of the apron too, and the hand-placed cars in the car park that we spoke about on the approach. These are fantastic. Really, really nice. Obviously we can identify most of these cars as well for those of us who live in the UK, or even Europe, to be honest. Nice to have these added little features in a couple of things that we can identify rather than sort of generic vehicles that don't really mean that much to us. Look at that, that's really cool. Loads of different variants of vehicle, all realistically made too. Trucks over off in the distance there as well. There's always a Lamborghini somewhere. Love it, that's fantastic. And this is the outside of the terminal on the land side area. They've textured the road as well, so off in the distance the road looks like it's been made all the way off into the distance there, and they've animated the flag next to the Kerry Airport sign too, which is a really nice quality of life feature. The scenery brings it to life a little bit, I'm sure you guys will agree. And all the signage, roads, markings, etc., as you would expect them to be placed as well. Really nicely done with some stunning detailing. Look at that. Even the plastic bollards are really crisp. Heading back round, we will poke ourselves into the terminal. We'll have a good look around in a second. Oh, that's impressive. We can actually read the parking charges at the airport too, which is quite fantastic. At the pay station. Not that you necessarily would, but if you check out the scenery when you purchase it, you'd like to explore it and see what it offers. And that just shows that they've taken lots of care in creating those finer details to make it an accurate rendition, or as accurate as they possibly can in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I'm sure you agree, it looks really good so far. There's the control tower for Kerry, and if we poke through the glass, we can see fairly well actually out the front. Bit of glare on the windows. Really nice little position actually for those of us who like to do a bit of tower controlling on VATSIM. If you're in VATIR, for example, then you could plonk yourself here, set yourself up with a nice little tower view whilst you're controlling a couple of aircraft. 737s would be great in here with the runway as short as it is, and that tower affording a really good view. There's the departure lounge. It's a really small regional airport in real life as well. They've captured that brilliantly here. And from the outside, it looks really nicely detailed. From the inside though, they've kept it low poly and made it so that it's really good on performance. But you can see how great the glass looks and how clear it is. Personally, I don't mind the blurry screens or anything like that because I don't spend any time checking out interiors that much in a scenery, to be honest, unless it's been done and it's really highly detailed and you want to go and admire it. Performance for me is always more important, and they've textured the roof really nicely on the top of the terminal building too. Again, that's something that you would see quite regularly flying into and out of the airfield in the sim, so that needs to look good, and it does that. Lots of ground equipment plonked about too, making it feel a bit busy on the ground. Passing the Hertz rent-a-car section of the airfield and the other rental booths over here in the porter cabins. They've added the budget Avis and I think Europe car porter bin signage. But again, crisp, easy to read, really nicely detailed. And then the fuel farm just on the left of the screen there too, along with that service hangar. There's those custom ground textures added in really nicely there, and the east apron. There's Echo 2 there which we can see, and Echo 3, two ramps there that are self-manoeuvring / pushback next to the hangar, all on the disused runway. There's now a taxiway Bravo at the airfield. And as we flew over, we could really easily see the big white cross, so we knew that that runway was closed. From above you can see all the custom taxiway signs and the ground markings put in place. Painstaking detail with those dashed lines as well, all added in manually. And that is all there is to it. That's all I've got to show you guys. Really nice little regional airport on the southwest coast of Ireland. Beautiful opportunities for some great VFRs flying around in Microsoft Flight Simulator. But also gives you guys the ability and the option to have the flexibility of a couple of regional airline ops as well in sort of the A320 size aircraft or the Boeing 737 when PMDG do release that. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Ryanair flights on VATSIM to and from Kerry in the very near future. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. I hope I've potentially helped you work out whether or not you'd like this in your own simulator for your own simming experience. If you do want to get your hands on this scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator, then all you need to do is click the link in the description down below. It will take you straight to the iniBuilds store, so you guys can go ahead and purchase it from them, download it straight into your own simulator. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click like, and I hope to see you join me in a live stream very soon.